Ever feel like your brain has a mind of its own? Well, today, we're going to take a little tour inside your head. We'll figure out why you make the choices you do, and more importantly, how you can become the boss of your own brain.
So, let me ask you something. Picture this. You've got a huge test tomorrow. You sit down, you've got your books open, you are ready to go. But then your phone buzzes. And before you even know what happened, 2 hours have just vanished into a black hole of TikToks and YouTube videos. Does that sound a little familiar? Or how about this one? You're staring at the pantry, you're telling yourself, grab the apple, be healthy. But it's like your hand has its own brain and just reaches for that candy bar instead. And then a minute later, you're standing there wondering, wait, why did I just do that?
Well, if you've ever felt kind of bad about these things, I've got some really good news for you. You're not lazy, and it's not about a lack of willpower. It actually all comes down to the way your brain is literally wired, and a brilliant psychologist named Daniel Kahneman figured out exactly how that wiring works. So what Kahneman discovered is that our minds are basically being run by two totally different characters. You can think of it like this. Inside your head, you've got a super fast, impulsive autopilot, and then you've got a slow, very careful pilot who's supposed to be flying the plane. So your autopilot, scientists call it System 1, is your gut instinct. It is lightning fast, it's emotional, and it works pretty much automatically without you even having to think. But on the other hand, you've got your pilot, or System 2. Now, this is the part of your brain you use for, say, a tough math problem. It's slow, it's logical, and honestly, it takes a lot of effort to get it going. For example, what's 2 plus 2? See, the answer, 4, just popped right into your head. No effort at all. That is your autopilot, doing what it does best. Okay, but now, what's 17 times 24? Yeah, you feel that? Everything just kind of slowed down. You can't just know the answer. You actually have to stop, focus, and do the work. That's the feeling of your pilot waking up and taking over the controls. But here's the catch. Your brain, well, it's kind of lazy. It wants to save energy whenever it can, so it lets the fast autopilot handle as much as possible. And sometimes, that autopilot uses these sneaky shortcuts that can get you into trouble. Let's try a little experiment. I want you to look at these two things. And don't overthink it, okay? Just go with your gut. Which one seems more dangerous to you? So on one side, we've got a shark attack, and on the other, a falling vending machine. I'm gonna guess your brain immediately screamed shark, right? I mean, of course it did. It's a shark. But here is the absolutely wild part. You are statistically more likely to be killed by a falling vending machine than by a shark. So why does our brain get this so wrong? It's because we see shark attacks in movies and on the news all the time. They're dramatic and easy to remember. So our brain takes a shortcut and thinks, if I can remember it easily, it must happen a lot. Okay, let's talk about another one of your autopilot's favorite tricks. It's called anchoring. Think of it like dropping a boat anchor. The first piece of information you see kind of holds all your other thoughts in that one spot. Imagine you see a brand new video game, and the price is $50. But right next to it, there's a big sign showing the original price was $100. All of a sudden, your brain is anchored to that $100 price. And suddenly, $50 feels like an unbelievable bargain, even if the game was never really worth $100 to begin with. So our brains also have this other little quirk. We absolutely hate losing things. In fact, we hate it so much that our fear of losing can push us into making some really, really bad choices. Kahneman said it perfectly. Losses loom larger than gains. What he discovered is that the pain you feel from losing something is about twice as powerful as the happiness you feel from gaining the exact same thing. And this chart just says it all. Finding $20 on the street feels pretty good, right? But losing $20 feels awful, like twice as awful. This is what we call loss aversion, and it's why you might keep playing a game you're losing, hoping to win it back. You just can't stand the feeling of taking the loss. So this all sounds a little tricky, right? How are you supposed to escape all these mental traps? Well, the good news is you don't have to fight your autopilot. You just need to know when it's time to wake up your pilot and have them take the controls for a second. And this, right here, is the most important part of our whole tour today. The next time you feel that urge to put off your homework or grab that bag of chips, I want you to try this simple 3-step plan. First, just notice that gut reaction. That's your autopilot shouting. Second, and this is crucial, just pause for just 1 single second. And third, in that moment of quiet, ask your pilot,
hey, is this actually a good choice for me right now? That tiny little pause can change everything. This is really the ultimate lesson from all of Kahneman's work. Your gut feelings, your first instincts, they're super useful, but they're not always right. Learning to question them, even just for a second, is a genuine superpower. So I'm going to leave you with this question. What's one fast, autopilot decision you're going to try to slow down this week? By understanding these two characters in your head, you can start making smarter, better choices that lead to a much happier life. Thanks for coming along on this little tour of your brain.